You bought a doorbell camera to catch porch pirates and maybe see who keeps letting their dog poop on your lawn. Ever wonder why police departments can watch your footage without asking you first? Today, I'll explain how Ring cameras built America's biggest surveillance network like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand exactly how your doorbell became a surveillance tool for Amazon and police departments across the country. Here's the deal. Ring didn't invent the doorbell camera, but they did something way smarter than that. They made it cheap, easy to install, and convinced 20 million Americans to buy one. But that's not even the wild part of this story. The wild part is what happened next with your data. Amazon bought Ring in 2018 for over $1 billion. Suddenly, your $100 doorbell became a tiny piece in the largest voluntary surveillance network ever built. You thought you were protecting your package from getting stolen, but Amazon was building something way bigger. And you installed it yourself, paid for it yourself, and even charged the battery yourself. Let's start with something called the Neighbors app, which comes with every Ring camera. Sounds friendly, right? Like borrowing sugar or complaining about the new paint color on the Johnson's house. But here's what it actually does. Every Ring camera in your area connects to a map that tracks suspicious activity. When someone posts about suspicious activity, everyone in the neighborhood gets an alert. Could be a delivery driver, a teenager walking home, or literally anyone your neighbor decided looked out of place. The app doesn't verify if there's actual danger. It just spreads the alert like wildfire. Now multiply that by millions of cameras spread across the country. You've got an entire country of people reporting anything that makes them slightly uncomfortable. But wait, because it gets even weirder. Amazon built a special portal just for police departments. It's called the Law Enforcement Neighborhood Portal. Here's how it works in practice. Cops can log in, draw a box on a map, and pick a time range. Then they request footage from every Ring camera in that area. They don't need a warrant. They don't need probable cause. They just need to ask nicely and wait for approval. Ring used to require your permission before handing anything over. You'd get a notification, and you could say no if you wanted. But in 2022, Amazon changed the rules. Now they can give police your footage without asking you first, if they decide it's an emergency. And guess who gets to define what counts as an emergency? Amazon. Not a judge, not a jury, a corporation that sells you the cameras in the first place. You're basically paying $10 a month to help police search your neighborhood without a warrant. Here's where it gets even more invasive. There's something called Amazon Sidewalk. It turns your Ring camera into a mini Wi-Fi hotspot for other Amazon devices. Even when your camera isn't recording, it's sharing your internet bandwidth. It helps connect things like lost AirTags, tile trackers, or your neighbor's Alexa-powered dog collar. Your device is helping Amazon build a mesh network across entire cities, using your electricity, using your internet connection. And it was turned on by default. Most people have no idea it's even happening. Now let's talk about what actually gets recorded. Ring cameras capture video and audio whenever they detect motion or someone rings the doorbell. That footage gets uploaded to Amazon's cloud servers. Most people don't pay extra for local storage because they don't even know it's an option. So every time your kid rides their bike past the camera, that's recorded. Every argument on your porch gets saved. Every time you leave the house in your pajamas to grab the mail sits on Amazon servers. Forever. Or until you manually delete it, which you probably won't because you forgot it was even there. Amazon says the footage is encrypted. Great, but they also hold the keys. And they've handed footage to police over 11,000 times in a single year without user consent. Encrypted doesn't mean private when the company with the password is giving tours. This matters because most people think they're trading a little privacy for a lot of security. That's the deal, right? You let the camera watch your porch, and in exchange, you feel safer. But the trade isn't just between you and your front door. It's between you, Amazon, every police department in the country, and anyone who convinces Amazon there's an emergency. You're not just watching your house. You're helping watch everyone else's. And everyone else's camera is helping watch yours. It's a surveillance network disguised as a doorbell. And the wildest part? You paid them to install it. Here's what actually happened. Amazon saw an opportunity. Home security is a huge market. People are scared of break-ins, package theft, and weird strangers. So, Amazon sold them a solution. But instead of just selling cameras, they built an infrastructure. Every device talks to every other device. Every video feeds into the same system. And then they monetized it 3 ways. First, they charge you a subscription for cloud storage. Second, they sell access to police departments. Third, they use your device to expand their own network with Sidewalk. You're not the customer anymore. You're the product, the installer, and the power source all at once. But here's the thing nobody tells you. You can actually turn most of this off. Amazon buried the settings, but they exist. Go into your Ring app right now. Find Amazon Sidewalk and disable it. Turn off neighbors sharing. Go to your privacy settings and make sure Ring cannot share footage without your explicit approval. That last one is critical. If you don't manually opt out, you're opted in by default. And if you really want a doorbell camera that doesn't phone home to a tech giant, switch to something like Eufy or Unify. They store footage locally. No cloud, no subscription. No corporate server watching your footage from Seattle, or handing it to police departments in Ohio without telling you first. The tech itself isn't evil. It's who else gets access that's the problem. Some people are just done with it. Reddit threads are full of folks ripping Ring cameras off their walls and smashing them with hammers. Not because the cameras stopped working, because they found out what they were actually doing. One guy said he felt safer with a fake camera and a beware of dog sign. Another person said they only found out police had requested their footage when a neighbor mentioned it. They never got a notification. Amazon approved it as an emergency. The emergency was a stolen bike 3 blocks away. The system isn't broken by accident. It's working exactly how Amazon designed it. They built a private surveillance network using your money, your Wi-Fi, and your fear of porch pirates. Then they gave access to police departments that used to need warrants and probable cause. Now those departments just need to click a button and wait for Amazon to say yes. You didn't sign up to be part of a dragnet. You signed up to see who was at your door. But the terms and conditions you agreed to without reading? They included a lot more than that. You gave Amazon permission to share your footage, to use your device as a network node, to define emergencies on your behalf. Think about how this scales. 20 million Ring cameras in America, each one connected to the same network, each one feeding data to the same company, each one sharing internet bandwidth for Amazon's mesh network, each one available to police departments through a portal specifically designed to bypass warrant requirements. That's not home security anymore. That's a corporate surveillance system disguised as a product you bought to protect yourself. And the genius of it is that you maintain it. You pay the subscription, you charge the battery, you clean the lens. The wildest part is how normal it became. 5 years ago, if someone told you police could access cameras inside and outside your home without asking, you'd call that a police state. Now it's just a feature of your doorbell. Amazon normalized it by wrapping it in convenience and safety. They made it feel like a smart choice. Like you were upgrading your home and protecting your family. And you were. But you were also joining a surveillance network that has very little oversight and very few restrictions on who gets to watch. To recap, Ring sold 20 million doorbell cameras in America, and each one joined a connected surveillance network. The Neighbors app turns every camera into a crowdsourced watch zone, where anything unusual gets reported and spread. Police can request footage from entire areas without a warrant using a portal Amazon built for them. Amazon can approve these requests without asking you if they decide it's an emergency. Amazon Sidewalk uses your camera as a Wi-Fi node for other devices, building a mesh network with your electricity and internet. And all your footage sits on Amazon's cloud servers where it can be shared, analyzed, or handed over to anyone Amazon decides qualifies. So here's the real question. Did you buy a doorbell camera to protect your home? Or did you help Amazon build a surveillance network, one front porch at a time?